Hey, good morning, everybody. Kagan and I are out here by the enclosures. Today actually happens to be Memorial Day, so I know this will be coming out weeks later, but I hope you guys had a better, or I say, an easier Memorial Day than we're gonna have. We went out on the boat with my buddy Brandon and his son Dawson yesterday, and so we had a fun day Sunday. Today, we're gonna see, and it's not even an early start, we're gonna see how much work we can get done in one day. She's already prepped the floor in row 4. I think I came in and she already had it about halfway done. We moved all of that dirt, that pile over there, quite a bit of dirt. There was more dirt, I think, in this pile, this row. It was piled up here in the middle, so it was quite a lot. What we're gonna do is try and pour the concrete, get the dirt on it, and move to the next enclosure and work our way down this hallway as far as we can today. How much can we do? I think we only have about 60 some odd bags of concrete, 60 pounders, so roughly 3,600, 3,800 pounds of concrete to move, mix, pour, get dirt in. I think the dirt's actually the hardest. I could pour the concrete, no problem. It's the using the tractor to put the dirt and raking it and getting it smooth and compacting it in each enclosure. That seems to be really the worst part. And then we're gonna have to scavenge for the boards to hold in between. So like this is gonna have to be weighted by a bucket of water, probably right here. And we'll have to do the dirt around it and try and get it to hold that way. I think we're gonna have to just come back and fill some little spots. But we're gonna try and plug through and get as far as we can down the row because we're racing to, again, get work done. I think I'm gonna have to go clock in somewhere, work for somebody, or go do something like that. Like, I think that's inevitable at this point, for me to fight this battle with the X. It's just no way around it. But we need to get to this end wall to be able to get water ran to do a coop for the chickens. And we've got to do something for the chickens. We need that rooster away from the front so I can start using the front hallway again. This needs to happen, and it needs to happen sooner than later. So we're gonna race and get that done. And then I can tell you the next big push is to finish row 3. Definitely these 2 enclosures, moving the white throats over here, a pair in there, and really a pair in these 2, but I can move them once I get the 1 enclosure done. That will free up 3 enclosures at the end of the row, and we'll be able to get not the albinos, but all of the other, the sulfur male, that female black dragon, and we can get Bumblebee back. So there's a couple videos all around finishing those next 2 enclosures, which would be great. That would be a huge push for us. So we're gonna get started.
Okay, so we've got the concrete work done in this first enclosure that we worked on. We got to keep this bucket here to hold this board in place so that it doesn't bow outwards. And Jerry is currently cutting the next strips of board that we're going to be using to separate these enclosures. So our next step is going to be bringing the tractor in here with a big load of dirt and getting that laid out on top of this and getting that all spread out. We have to do that first because otherwise we wouldn't be able to roll the tractor over the freshly poured concrete. So that's the steps we have to work on to get this done. Now, I'm pretty excited because I recently got my first round of Reptiles and Roses shirts, which is something I've been wanting to do for a really, really long time. I was able to use the same website actually that Wolf's World uses for their t-shirts to get mine ordered. So I'm really happy about that. Finally have some nice work shirts that I can just throw on and don't mind if I get dirty. And there he goes, about to get that first truckload of dirt. So we'll check back in just a little bit when we've got some more knocked out.
All right, guys, it's, what time is it? What are we looking at?
It is 10:45.
10:45, so 2 hours in, 2 floors done and filled. The extra dirt there is gonna be for the hide box slabs to load those slabs. But we're kind of thinking that we're gonna be cutting it close on dirt, so we're probably gonna stop leaving extra dirt in there for that, and then just try and get them somewhat level. And you know, in the past, oh, is that a yellow jacket? I saw my first one over here yesterday. Is that what had that hole?
Oh man.
Oh, so now we have a pissed off yellow jacket. That's what it is. Those guys are dangerous, right? Where's our spray at? Is there a spray on the cart? It is. He wants to dig for that hole. We might have to handle this situation. We'll be right back. Okay, so I ran and grabbed the good spray, and when we came out here this morning, there was a hole that was about 3/4 of an inch. Oh, there it is again. To 1 inch round. Here he's back, and he's looking for his hole. Get him. Don't mess around. Oh yeah, that stuff works good. Woo! That stuff is instant compared to the other stuff. So this guy had a hole. I'm assuming somebody's gonna know what it is. Is that a big yellow jacket? It's about the biggest wasp I've ever seen. I'm not so familiar with those guys. I'm not ready to pick them up yet either. But we filled in that hole. We're like, what is that from? Filled it in, and you know, filled and did our concrete work and stuff. And sure enough, this guy was looking for that hole. So I guess it was building a nest. Hopefully there's not a whole group of them underneath there, some larvae or eggs or whatever that are gonna
Concreted them in.
Well, they'll come out the hallway side.
Gosh.
Oh God, exactly. Perfect scenario for us. So 2 hours in, less this distraction, we've gotten 2 floors done, filled, the drainage for the next one. So I'm about to screw this board on right here, and then we're gonna quickly concrete this floor. You know, it's less than ideal. I'm running the tractor, and Kagan is spreading the dirt by herself, and with a hoe, a heavy-headed rake, you know, that kind of has the real short, heavy rake on the other side. But some of these mats of grass are from the tractor, and they're massive mats of grass, and she's trying to move them around. It's a lot of weight for one person to move around to spread. It's not clean dirt that we're dealing with, unfortunately. We're gonna keep plugging along. It would be really nice to get 2 more done before lunch. And then, let's see, 1, 2, and then we would have 1, 2, 3 to do after lunch. And that's all we can get done in a day, and I believe that's all we're gonna have concrete for. Because we're using about 8 bags per floor to get them done, 8 to 9 bags. So we're gonna get to it. All right, this is lunchtime. We're about to stop right now, but we have all 4 of those floors concreted with dirt in all of them. And it's hot. What's the temperature today?
It's only 91 degrees.
Oh, it's only 91. It's not even hot. So next I'll have to do the corral board to divide this one, get the concrete and dirt in there. And I think we should have no problems getting those next 3 floors done and the form for the rear wall. I thought it was a lot when we did it in a couple days, and we're gonna knock it out in 1 day. But that's what I always try to say about these projects. Projects in front of you can be stressful, they can weigh on you, and they can seem impossible. But when you get out there and you just put your nose to it, I always say there's nothing to it but to do it. Just go out there and do it, and then it's behind you, and it feels so good to get massive projects behind you. She has a better, cleaner picture of what this guy is. Look at the size of that stinger. Hope you guys can see that. But whatever this wasp is, I'm assuming it's a yellow jacket. That pattern on the back. Hold on, if you don't spin it there. If anyone knows what it is, we just saw another one buzzing around the area. So hopefully that doesn't become a summer infestation for us. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. I already have a wasp nest somewhere in my tractor, and they keep trying to chase me off the tractor. But we're gonna stop, get inside, cool off, get some food in us, and did I already say get hydrated? I If I didn't, we're gonna do that twice because we need to. What's our time check?
5:38.
5:38. And she is leveling out the last.
It's gone down to 96 degrees.
But it was 98 just a while
It
ago.
was.
Oh, you know, it would have been nice if we would have finished the roof and got the shade cloth over this row before
Don't say that now.
But what's funny is this is literally the first time that we laughed in probably a solid 2 hours. It's been brutal. And on top of the heat, I don't know if you guys can see, but in our hill of fill is crawling with ants. There's fire ants everywhere. So it's been an adventure. The next step and the very last step, because we're down to 4 bags of concrete. I think we had about 66, somewhere in that range. So we got 62 bags of concrete down on the ground, and we just need to get the form for this done, and that's all we can do. So I'm gonna drive the tractor back, and that's Hank. I'm gonna drive Hank back to the bar area and get the golf cart with all the form boards. And what's great is once I'm done with these form boards on this very last, this is the last wall pour, minus this little threshold that we will do for finishing the hallway. But we can use these form boards now for walls. So I could quickly do the walls for these 2 enclosures to move the white throats over. And that's gonna be probably our very next video. That will be exciting to get those 2 enclosures done and get those animals moved. I think I said earlier that that's gonna open us up to a whole bunch more videos and get all the rest of the animals that we need to out of the garage, the next ones at least. So that's gonna be awesome. Well, she's working hard and I'm jibber jabbering. So I'm gonna go ahead, get the tractor back and get those form boards. All right, guys, it's the end of the day. And Kagan just said margaritas. Sounds good. Sounds real good. All done. All that was done today. All that earth was moved today. I got the forms done. So the only thing we have to do is just backfill with a little moist dirt so it doesn't flow out the bottom. And I just step on that with my shoe. And I got to do that on both sides. It's pretty dang tight over there. But I think that's when I helped with the tractor and dug a little low. So you see I've got a little bit to fill there. But it's okay if the concrete mushrooms out a little bit. But racing to get this done is going to allow us to finish the plumbing all the way past to this corner, all the way down the hallway. It's going to make water changes so much easier. And then it's allow us to get water to where we're going to build the chicken coops. So this push was necessary. I mean, sometimes if you don't push like this will turn into days. I think it took us 3 days to get that other side done. And I felt like we kicked our butts doing it in 3 days.
And we had one extra person one of the days.
Yeah. Well, we did pour, I think we got it 100% done. We still have to pour this wall tomorrow and then that other floor the next day. We still have to go because that wall has to dry before we can do that floor. But that was an insane amount of work. That was seven enclosure floors done.
Feels like it.
I'm whooped. You're whooped. Look at your legs. You're filthy. Pete, you're filthy too. We're gonna go find those margaritas. I hope you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day. You didn't work as hard as we did. But all right, guys, until next time.